Welcome back to the Fasting Focused Lifestyle Podcast. This week, going to be kind of a tangent, but hang out. It's going to be fun because I'm going to be talking about why I feel that fasting is the GOAT, the greatest of all time, of all weight loss, quote, I'm using finger quotes, weight loss methods out there. So stay tuned. It's going to be real fun. Welcome to the Fasting Focused Lifestyle Podcast, where each week I will be discussing all things fasting and how it can become the most valuable tool in your personal toolkit so that you can live a long, healthy, and meaningful life. I'm your host, Vicki Sharon, and thank you for joining me. The GOAT! Fasting is the GOAT, the greatest of all time of the weight loss methods, and it's not a fad, but it's just fantastic. If you don't know already, I'm here to convince you in the most authentic, passionate way possible. So, like I said, this is going to be a little bit tangent-like, I guess, if you could say. So, first and foremost, let's talk about the most common one that I've seen, your typical calories in, calories out, cal in and out, and with still eating all day, breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack, and that obsessive counting and measuring with how many calories you're consuming, and does it fit your macros for the day? Are you under your caloric limit? Man, first off, real talk here, again, as a reminder, real talk. First off, the big thing that irks me with that method is, why the hell do we have to count down to the numerical value of the foods that we are putting in our bodies? If you thinking back as early as you can remember, obviously we weren't caring about what these numerical values were of the food that we're putting inside of our mouth. If we wanted to eat something, we would eat something. Now, of course, you get to that point where you're like, oh man, I'm really unhealthy. I have X amount of pounds I would love to remove or work off, Why? There was a switch. There's a switch sometime in between there of what's going on in our mind and our heart, the way that we feel, the way we think about ourselves. Why do we feel that being extremely restrictive, thinking in such a negative light about the way that we have to think about, prepare, purchase, count, obsess, limit, restrict, these things that we're putting inside our body to provide us with nutrients? But on top of that, we want to feel good about what we're putting inside our body, what we're doing to treat our body the way that we should be treating. And really to the brass tacks of it, right? You could say, why it's such a twisted way that we don't even realize that if you had an emotional eating, a poor way of thinking about food and an eating disorder, really, how obsessively counting, obsessively restricting, limiting, measuring, why this is going to fix our relationship with food, fix our relationship with the way that we think, cook, any of that. That's only going to make things worse, I personally feel. And I knew from the other weight loss methods that I've tried, and I'm not going to name them because everyone that's out there, these programs where it's being treated as such an external factor. Our weight is us, but really, don't think about it in a negative sense. And I know that's easier said than done, but when you think about the body fat on your body, do you think about it in a objective, this is a nuisance to me? Because if you do, all these obsessive caloric restrictive ways of eating and methods of losing weight, that doesn't help. That doesn't contribute to the inner healing and the inner fixing, not just your thoughts or dialogue, the way that you treat yourself, just on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment basis. It hinders your improvement, your ability to improve on your journey. And again, to kick back to the title of this podcast, fasting. Fasting, when you are in a fasted state, the further along you get into this journey, the more you realize further and further along as you get, you start to realize, wow, this method really wasn't just about getting to a healthier weight. It brings to the front of your mind and attention that, wow, these relationships that I had with the food choices, with the way that I thought about the food, the way that I thought I had to behave and had to eat these foods that I love and don't want to give up, don't want to limit, restrict, eliminate, whatever, that you can have the foods that you love, that you can still have a process of healing, still have that process of getting healthier internally and externally. Cause y'all, like, that's like the goal that I want for every single person listening, or maybe you've heard it, whatever. That's what I want for every single person that wants it for themselves. You're really flipping on its head what is broken, as I've said before, what's broken about conventional diet culture methods. That we're not compartments, like we are these beautiful vessels that our souls reside in. And you have to have attention to fixing the inner dialogue as well as what you see when you look at yourself in the mirror. So I feel like I need to give a hug after that one. Whew. Again, comparing to the next kind of my little tangent topic for the episode, these obsessive workout sessions and why that level to excess with our activity levels can truly sometimes do more harm than good. As I've said before, I advocate for moving naturally, to finding activities, physical activities at any level that you can do every single day and to truly make it an enjoyable part of your day is going to be something way more sustainable long term. Obviously, much less likelihood of having any of those injuries. You want less injuries. You want ability to sustain and to keep moving for as long as possible, right? You want to have flexibility and mobility in your muscles and joints. This is what we want. We want to keep all this abilities and strengths within our bodies for as long of a period of our life as we can. Like really, as I've said before with the activity of the centenarians in the different areas of the blue zones, moving naturally is just as it sounds, that we should be moving naturally. We should be doing, not just, not to say you don't have to really do anything besides walking, but if you can find something in your day, every single day, to make a little bit more active than it typically is, not only is that going to be fun, your body, as you've heard before, I'm sure, a body in motion stays in motion and a body at rest will stay at rest. And the more you get into that habit of not just physically moving, but you attach, I just got goosebumps, when you attach a positive emotion to something that you maybe before thought was, such a pain or annoying, obnoxious, attach a positive emotion to that. Even if it's not, maybe if it's like 60 to 70% genuine and the rest are just like, attach at least over half of a positive emotion to that physical motion, movement, activity. When you add that level of fun, the body, you've got a lot of magic, a lot of those chemicals, you get that hit and you're just like, ooh, this is just like incredible. And it feels great. And it makes you want to keep doing it because you get that internal, you feel that rush, that happiness, that internal feeling that I want to keep doing this. Because the next time you think of when somebody says, hey, do you want to, as my kids have asked me, do you want to play Just Dance? Do you want to do something having to do with being active? And if I've attached a positive memory and emotion to that already, there's a higher likely chance that I'm going to want to participate with it, right? So you think back to memories and things that you like going, places you like going to, doing. If you like them, you have a positive emotion attached to it, right? And it's like basic human like thoughts and feelings and emotions. So tap at that and utilize our, monkey brain in this sense, really, to where if you are finding ways to be happy and enjoy these, previously somewhat torturous, you could say, things in your past, that's a great way that you can fix them. Attach a positive emotion. And you can get honestly as goofy, silly, unique, creative, playful as you'd like, because really this is your journey. This is your process. And truly, like, as they say, time flies when you're having fun. So if you're consistently making your day-to-day, chores, your work, if you're standing on your feet most of the day. Obviously, we want to be appropriate and respectful. By no means, please don't be obnoxious. But if you can find awesome, fun, creative, physical ways to make the day move along, I promise you, like, positive emotion attached to it, journey's going to feel like it's flying by, and you're just going to become and evolve into a happier person. And that's going to trickle back to what we talked about before with you looking at yourself in the mirror and you're just smiling. Like sometimes my kids are just like, Mom, you're weird, but I don't care. I love being weird. I'll look at myself in the mirror sometimes and I'll just like give myself a hug and smile. Like I will just sit there like a goofy ass looking at the mirror and smiling at myself because it feels so good once you keep just going and finding joy and happiness and pleasure in the movements and physical activities that you're doing each day. It's truly beautiful. Like it's really transformative compounded on top. And I don't know how many other diet programs or things out there that are like that truly, like I said, this is something that just is naturally part of the human condition. Like just utilizing fasting, embracing those moments that you can be as physically active as possible within your abilities and all that. And it compounds on top of the other. So another thing I want to talk about is these fads, gimmicks, and these buy-in products and just garbage. So it kind of overlaps on what I first was talking about with the calories in and out method. And these fads and gimmicks, products, patches, pills, powders, you name it, there's, something out there, bars, cereals, food products, program replacement. It's just noise. It's just noise. And it's something, again, like I said before, where we are trying to remind ourselves that our ability to heal is within us. You have that, like I'm Galinda and you all are Dorothy, and I'm telling you, you all have the power to heal within you. So click your red shoes right now. Pretend you got red shoes on your feet and click your heels and be like, okay, Glinda, Miss Vicky. Yeah, I believe you. Like, listen, y'all. Don't buy into any of these garbage, fad, gimmicky videos, testimonials that are trying to sell you a product that will give you, results in X amount of months or whatever weeks. That's noise. That's noise and that's garbage because again, that's thinking that we have to seek externally to fix what is going on within us. And it kind of compounds onto what I've talked about many times before with thinking that we are building healthy eating habits by allowing ourselves to have these weight loss bars, products, garbage shakes that are replacement for our meals when, they're cookie dough flavored, birthday cake, devil's food, chocolate donut. Like, honestly, what are you teaching your brain and behavior that, yum, I'm going to have a chocolate donut shake. I'm going to have a birthday cake shake. Like, what are you teaching down to your simplest monkey brain, like our monkey brains? Are we setting ourselves up while it's a shake, finger quotes, while it's a shake? What are we setting ourselves up for down the line psychologically? That it has to be something as a treat. It has to be something as, giving ourselves permission to eat and have these foods, again, finger quotes, lots of finger quotes this episode, foods that are these desserts, that are these sometimes treats and things that we should be saving for those special moments, like those birthdays, those anniversaries, get-togethers, gatherings with friends. That's when I feel like we should really allow ourselves to participate and indulge. Not to say, you're an avid baker, like shout out to all the Bake Off folks, I love all of you. You all are my friends. Side note, like we hang out almost every night when I just want to watch and hang out with some bakers, because, you see that these products, most of them are desserts, cookies, sweets that we would normally be having. If you think let's just, I'm tangenting today again, I apologize, maybe not. If you, 5-year-old, toddler, young kid comes up to you, we know commonsensically what they should be eating most of the time and what they should be eating some of the time. Y'all, we're just grown up toddlers. If you think about it, right? Like we can be as playful, creative, explorative with our food choices and food combinations and the way, seeing things as like fresh new lens and all that good naive stuff. But in a food choice sense, would you allow your child, grandchild, niece, nephew to have, a slice of chocolate cake for breakfast? Probably not. So these shakes and powders and stuff, or bars and whatever that we're saying, yep, I'm going to have this for breakfast, but it falls into my diet macro calorie parameters for the day. Thinking about the label says chocolate cake, and you're drinking it and you're like, I'm only enjoying this product because it tastes like a chocolate cake. Whew, I just got goosebumps again. Is that what we want long term? Is this what we want? Just finding ways to give ourselves permission in torturing and buying these artificial shortcuts to get to our goal? Whew, think about that for a second. Your whatever favorite products and bars and stuff you've got, if I could encourage you for anything, think about, if you do like bars or things, finding healthier, more real ingredient alternatives to those things are going to be much more beneficial. As a side note, I'm sure y'all have seen those great, if you're, a breakfast eater. I personally am not, since, being on fasting, but if your fasting window and eating window works out to where you do want to have breakfast, side note, you guys can do, a breakfast and a lunch and have your fasting window be at an opposite end of the day. Totally doable. So those oatmeal sort of bars, you could make any kind of great combination of real food and ingredients and have things like that be a great complement to your journey, instead of feeling like you have to buy all these artificial, falsely psychologically tricking shortcuts into what we think we have to eat on our weight loss journey, when it should be just thinking about it as the child, what are you going to be okay with them having 70 to 80% of the time, and what are they allowed to have in about 20% of the time? So there's your sometimes and your all the time foods. So yes, like I said, that's a toddler, but truly in just the most relatable sense, think about it. We should be treating ourselves a lot more compassionately with respect to our ability to make these common sense choices, and not to think that we always have to look for an alternative way of treating ourselves, but still torturing ourselves enough to fall into these diet culture standards to meet what we want as our goal. Whew, I need a drink of water after that one. So yes, so to sum it all up, first off, I'm going to give another big hug because I feel like, this has been a little bit of a tangent. I'm all about this. So to sum it all up, like I said, calories in, calories out, I don't feel that's very helpful. For many, many, many reasons. We should not be eating all day and have an expectation that we're going to healthily shed weight. Y'all, if you have body fat, you're a snack. Let your body tap at those resources. Those places of stored body fat on you, it's not negative. It's not a demeaning characteristic of you. It is simply bodily energy that your body has put aside to use later. So if you allow your body some time in a fasted state to use that stored body fat on a regular basis, the side effect is you shed weight, but you do it extremely healthily and in such a natural, instinctive, just common sense way. Because this is a process that just gets overlooked. We don't think about, hey, we have body fat. What is it? It's energy. Let your body use that energy. And don't feel like you have to eat all day, and you're not needing to measure or count or restrict your food. Keep your choices real, authentic, recognizable, and I know it's difficult at times, but as minimally processed, at recognizable ingredients. Your body loves all that stuff. Also, those obsessive workout sessions, don't feel like you have to do that. Move naturally. Enjoy the movement. Have a good time. Attach a happy emotion memory to every single time that you have some kind of physical activity. It'll fly by. Your body will love it. Your flexibility and your muscle strength will stay strong and even get stronger the more you go. And those fads and gimmicks, those products, garbage, frankenfoods, as I like to call them, you don't need them. You don't need them. Don't seek for foods to pacify hard feelings or to pacify the punishment feeling that you have with needing to fix your weight, with feeling like you have to buy all these artificially treating, psychologically damning products of things that we shouldn't really be having anyway all the time. Your hormones, your metabolism, and your immune health all play an incredible role on your fasting journey. And allowing your body to tap at those stored body fat resources can make tremendous impact on your physiological health as well. It shifts everything back into balance more than any other diet or weight loss method that is out there, I personally feel. Like I said, fasting is the GOAT. It is the original, it's the OG. Fasting is the world's oldest healing modality. So use it. Your body knows exactly how to balance and restore it if we get out of our own way. And you can do this too. I absolutely believe in it. I believe in you, even if you don't. I'm going to give you all a great big hug. If you are in need of supportive coaching on your fasting journey, I'm here. I've walked the walk. I'm very passionate about this talk, and I know you can do it, and I'd love to support you and help you on your journey. My website, thefastingfocuslifestyle.com, has my calendar available, and there's a promotion on the website right now where if you book with the code TFFL for The Fasting Focus Lifestyle, TFFL23, you get, I believe it's $20 off your 30-minute consult. So if you're interested, check out the website. It's a great resource. There's more posts on the blog coming up on there. And make sure you're a subscriber to the website, because very soon, and I know I said it before, but coming soon is the official Fasting Focus Lifestyle Handbook, a book that I have curated and thoughtfully put together of as close to a tangible format of a beginner consult with me. It's going to have great interactive pages where you can fill in, where you can identify your goals, what you want to work for, how you can really track and be as accountable as you'd like. I'm really excited about this, and for someone that was not really a detail note taker along my journey as much, Type A folks, if you like writing and seeing all the data down, even in a physically tangible or a digital format, this book is for you. It's going to be great. So stay tuned to the website for that. I'll be announcing that when it comes very soon. Again, to wrap it up, I'm going to give you all a great big hug and thank you. Thank you again so much. I appreciate you all, and I believe in you, even if you don't. The Fasting Focused Lifestyle Podcast. Copyright 2023. The information given within this podcast is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please consult your doctor before starting any weight loss method. Thank you.